Hello YouTubers, my name is X Factor. Welcome back to some Battlefield 4 TDM on Zavod. And today we want to answer a question based on your experience post-spring patch. Auto shotguns with buckshot. Do they need to be buffed? Do they need to be nerfed? Or do they need to be kept the same? Did DICE hit the nail on the head? It's very, very hard to balance things perfectly. I'm the philosophy that things always need to be tweaked, just like some of your favorite competitive games such as Counter-Strike Go. They're always tinkering with recoil, spray patterns, economy, all that stuff. But let's rewind back a little bit. Shotguns were absolutely broken in Battlefield 4. The defensive perk really messed with slugs. Then, of course, the buckshot just was not consistent in hipfire. Just because your crosshair, which is the circle, is completely on them, doesn't mean the hit was going to register or you'd get the full bang for your buck. You might have been within 3 feet of your target, not strafing, pulling the trigger, and left them with 60 to 70 health. Most infuriating thing in the world beyond broken. But DICE really fixed that. I've really been testing out the shotguns the last couple days, and this is the first time I picked up the DBV-12. It was over live stream. People kept saying, hey man, put down the 870. Grab the DBV-12. It is absolutely nuts. And remember, we're not talking about the pump-action shotguns like the 870 or the Spaz, which have a very low rate of fire. You're trading up high damage up close for that low rate of fire if you miss or if you have to have a follow-up shot because they're at a further distance. But with the auto shotguns, you don't have that delay in between shots, and they seem to be just as effective, which might be the problem behind all of this. Are the auto shotguns with buckshot simply too good right now? There are plenty of examples in this round of close range encounters, medium and longer, including that little Juan Bang at longer range at hipfire. More than likely he was hurt, but you're going to see people folding like a cheap long chair at multiple ranges. So the question is this: are there too many pellets in the auto shotguns with buckshot now? Do they do too much damage? Is it too tight? That's up to DICE to answer. The question for you guys is, has this affected the gameplay of any close quarters map? I'm glad that the shotgun buckshot is now viable. 870, Spaz, they're all a blast to use. But again, you're trading that low rate of fire. If you miss, you have to cover your rechamber. Or if it's at a longer distance, you have to cover that rechamber. Hope they don't see you, more than likely ADSing. But with the DBV-12, you're allowed to just basically hip fire for days because you've got that time to miss one or just have a little bit of slop in your shot because there's another 8 or 9 shots coming down the barrel in quick succession as I finally have my first death thanks to the pew-pew. The other thing to keep in mind is the spring patch changed everything in Battlefield 4. There were 2,500 individual weapon tweaks. We're talking horizontal recoil, vertical recoil, spread recovery, first shot multiplier, all of this stuff. On top of that, DICE went and messed with all of the attachments. So I've stripped off flash hider, heavy barrel, angle grip on pretty much every single weapon I have. I basically run with laser sight only, coyote optic, as I don't see that claymore. And I have angled grip on my AEK still, but that might be going at the way because I find that I can be very effective at medium and longer ranges without it, and I don't want to increase my spread recovery time, basically. So what I'm basically getting at is, what's the TTK theory, the time to kill theory? Because they've really changed damage drop-off starts of PDWs. They've changed damage on certain weapons, increasing some, decreasing others. The RPK is a good example. That got a big-time buff when it came to damage per shot. And, of course, the spread's very tight. The U100, the LSAT, shoot much tighter and much better at medium and longer ranges. They're lower rate of fire guns. So the question is this: what is the realistic time to kill for shotguns according to DICE's theory? Because more than likely to try to figure something out. Should this be the ultimate weapon within 30 feet? What about 40 and 50 and 60 and 70? Because that's where the problem arises with a lot of this buckshot shotgun, is the TDK is so fast, even at those medium and longer ranges for the auto shotguns. Remember, I keep bringing this up. This doesn't seem to be the problem with the pump actions because of that delay to rechamber your shot, then shoot another one downrange, and that guy gets just a little bit too up close and personal as I two-bang that guy on the hip. That's a pretty long range to two-bang with the auto shotgun. For instance, if that was a pump action, would it take another second and a half or so? That'd have been all right because you're extending the TDK out just a little bit so other people could compete that had PDWs, assault rifles, DMRs, LMGs. The question is it just simply too much for the auto shotguns. What do you guys think? Did DICE nail the buckshot auto shotty combination? Does it need to be buffed? Does it need to be nerfed? And of course, the other part of this equation is, at what range should this be the ultimate weapon when you're playing the paper, rock, scissors game that can be the weapons classes in Battlefield 4? Should this thing be an absolute beast out to 30 or 40 feet? And then what should a decent TDK be for a second round follow-up? Should it be 50, 60, 70 feet, maybe 80 feet? Or is that just simply too far? Remember, those are the things that DICE is going to be wrestling with as they try to figure out some of the balance issues that they've been looking for feedback on in the Battlefield 4 CTE spring patch that went live a while back. As always, YouTubers, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for hanging out. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this gameplay, and we'll see you guys soon.